Hello, my name's George Dexter. I'm the Managing Director and major shareholder of Acoustics.
Hi, my name's Chris Emerson and I'm the Sales Director for Acoustics.
In terms of our product development plan, clearly we've just launched Concept300, which we think will be one of the most important speakers we've launched to date in the 13 years of Acoustics. And I think that from what I understand, from certainly talking today with Alan and Daniel, that Concept300 is likely to be a big success here in Asia. For one, because of its design, but two, very pleasingly, Alan says it's one of the best speakers he's ever heard. So a focus for our plan in this coming financial year is really developing the market for Concept300, but also its big brother, Concept500. In terms of future plans about our product, we will be launching later this year our first range of active hi-fi speakers, proper hi-fi speakers. There will be floor standers and bookshelves, and it's aimed at the modern listener of music. So the functionality will enable streaming and high-res streaming, but also functionality to things that happen in the everyday home, which is listening to television, but also you can then plug in your traditional hi-fi components, be it a turntable or a CD player or a streamer, if that's what you wanted to do. And then looking a little bit further forward into this time next year, there will be a complete new range of passive speakers that will launch for Munich 2020, Munich being the big hi-fi show, and we will do a refresh of some of our existing ranges of speakers that will be launched probably in January 2020. So we have a very active product program, and typically at any point in time we're looking forward 24 months in terms of product development cycle, such that we have some visibility about what we believe will be happening in the market in 2 to 3 years time.
I think from Acoustics we recognise that the Hong Kong, the Chinese and Macau market and region is a tremendous opportunity for us. And as we've done elsewhere in the world, one of the major parts of putting a marketing plan together and a sales plan together for the region is to find the right partner. And finding the right partner who shows the same commitment, the same level of interest, the same level of drive to make it a success is important. And wherever we've put Acoustics as a brand, with a partner who is committed to the brand, then we've found a recipe for success. So we're very excited when we come and talk to Alan, and we've been talking to Alan and the team at Guru for some time now. We're very excited to see when he puts on events like this, when he starts to get the press aware of what Acoustics is capable of and what it could done and what it has done and what it can do, then that forms the basis of our marketing plan and our sales plan for the region. So we've got a number of activities. We're in China on Wednesday this week for another event for Acoustics with Alan and the team. So we're really excited. We're really excited to have a partner in place who can support us like that. And we're looking for great things. You know, it's a region that's got a significant interest in hi-fi, in quality audio, and therefore finding those consumers with Acoustics and Guru Acoustics is what we're looking forward to.
The challenge we have as a brand is we're a pretty young brand in terms of speakers, and whilst in Europe, communicating in Europe is relatively straightforward, being a European-based brand, actually building the brand awareness in Asia is probably our biggest challenge. It's a big market all across Asia with lots of territories and lots of different languages, and actually being able to take the Acoustics message and deliver that effectively across all those markets is quite a difficult task. And as Chris has just said, finding the right partner is absolutely critical to taking who has that passion about Q as we do, and we think in Guru that we found it. So in the next 12 months we will put everything we can behind Guru and the team here to take that message into the markets that Alan is looking after for us, which is China, Macau and Hong Kong. As a young brand, Q Acoustics, this challenge about raising brand awareness, when you're competing against speaker brands like Baz and Wilkins, Tannoy, Kef, Wilson, to name but a few, who've been in the market for 50, 60, 70 years, you've got to be different. And at Q Acoustics, we believe in the products that we design, we are different. So when we launch a product, and take Concept300 for example, that we've got to believe at the point of launch that dollar for dollar our speaker is better than anything else in the market. We have to be innovative in how we design a product, and I believe that through the short life of Q Acoustics we always have been. We were the very first speaker brand to commercialise BMR drivers, balance mode radiator drivers. We innovated in terms of our concept range of products with dual gel core to reduce resonance, and when we designed Concept500, not only clearly the drivers are important in delivering acoustics, but actually a lot of effort and thought was put into reducing cabinet resonance in terms of point-to-point bracing, finite telemetry was used, and a lot of that then has cascaded down into the development of what we're doing with Concept300. When we started with 300, we knew we wanted a stand mount product that went with the Concept500. But again, it's down to this point about being different. What could we do that would make the industry stop and look at us? So in cabinet design, whilst it looks like a normal cabinet, we've done a lot of interesting things. We have an isolation plate, the drivers are spring mounted so that we, again, about reducing resonance, it's gel cooled, it's two gel cools, 3 cabinets effectively, and of course then there's the stand, and people look at the stand and it's wow. But actually, it's great to be wow when you look at it and cosmetically you're taken by it, but it's got to be acoustically relevant. Just making a beautiful stand is, in our market, it's not enough. We've got to convince reviewers and people who are buying the product that we've done it for a reason, and there's an acoustic reason. So the stand design is probably, on the outside, is the most obvious thing that people look at, and it is truly innovative. We took a technology called tensegrity, which has been used in bridge building and buildings, and applied it to what most people would consider a fairly simple product, which is a speaker stand. But what it gives us, it reduces surface area, which is really important in terms of acoustic resonance, and fitting it against the isolation plate, what we're actually doing is then isolating vibration that comes from the speaker down into the stand, which creates resonance, and then from the surrounding area of the speaker up into the cabinet, which again is reducing resonance. So when we launch 300, we can genuinely go out there and say nobody's got a product anywhere close to the product that we've just launched, and that technically there is a story to every piece of that product, and it's not a speaker and a stand. We designed 300 from the floor to the top of the speaker to be one product, not seen as a speaker and a stand. And Chris would say we don't sell it, we want people to view it as one product. We're not going to sell the stand separately from the speaker. We've patented the design on for tensegrity in a speaker stand, so it may well be that there will be a family of stands using the tensegrity concept in design, but with 300 that stand will always be sold with that speaker, and the speaker will always be sold with the stand.
I think it's worth saying in there, particularly for how George is describing the stand and the speaker together, that for the Hong Kong market, where space is a premium and space is expensive, then the Concept 300 gives you a speaker that's not taking a huge amount of space, that's not a great big floor stander, but it's giving you a £3,000 speaker. It's giving you a fantastic performance, but with that optimal space for the apartments and the studios and the space that we have in Hong Kong. So we do see Hong Kong as a really interesting market for us with Concept 300.
I think to me, actually, Concept 300 is sorted to the DNA of what we do as a brand. It's innovative, from the floor to the top of the speaker. It's acoustically brilliant. I know I'm biased, so I'm bound to say it's acoustically brilliant, but I think the reviewers will say the same. And price-wise, we believe we're delivering acoustically with true value for money. And that doesn't mean it's cheap. So when we sell a speaker that's a $300 speaker, our target is it's got to be compared to other speakers from other brands where they're talking about $400-500. Value for money at for Concept 300 means that and I don't know what it is in Hong Kong dollars, so I'll do it in sterling, £3,000 speaker has got to be as good as a £6,000 speaker from one of our competitors. Part of that is we're still a young brand, we're still building our brand, and we have to have some unique points. Innovation is one, but value for money. We want people to recognise when they buy a Acoustics speaker, dollar for dollar, they're getting much better value than they can find elsewhere. And if we can put the innovation and the design into it, then that's all to the good. And I think this point about speaker design is really important. In a world where so many people listen to music, and hopefully the young generation as they become older will be wanting to upgrade into better quality music, speaker design and how it fits in the home is going to be increasingly important. Having a couple of very big boxes in the corner, it will be, I think, more challenging for retailers to sell. We've got to design as an industry speakers that look good as well as sound really good. And again, this is very much what we've tried to do as we develop our ranges of products. And I think Concept 300 is at the cutting edge of that.
I think it's worth emphasising that point, George. It's worth emphasising the point in terms of the while we will always at Q Acoustics look at the very DNA, and it's the audio performance. That's where we start. The audio performance, it has to be different. It has to be different at that price point. But with Concept 300, we do see it's starting to appeal to the music lover that's outside of the audiophile, to the stylist, to the lifestyle people, because it looks good. It looks fabulous. So it's important when we come out to Hong Kong and we talk about where it fits in, that yes, the audiophile's most important for Q Acoustics is our DNA, but we want to just stretch that a little bit further into the people who appreciate good music, because it's the generation coming through today who've been listening to the music on smartphones, on Bluetooth, on all sorts of speakers, maybe not great quality, but they've been listening to it since they've grown up with it. So offering this opportunity with Concept 300 for something that looks as good as it sounds as good, if that's the right English, is that the right English? Looks as good as it sounds, then it's really, it's great, it's new.
And I think all over the world, I think it's an exciting time for people in the music industry. For manufacturers of speakers, speaker design hasn't changed for 70 years or more. But with a young generation coming through who grew up with headphones, who migrated onto Spotify, Deezer, Tidal, Quobuzz, when they get jobs, and high-res music is now so readily available, is that, and I mentioned it in the listening room, is that first experience of having that soundstage in front of you and really closing your eyes and thinking you're there. It's more available today than it's ever been. and there are more people listening to music, so the opportunity of those people graduating into buying proper hi-fi systems and listening to top quality music is probably greater than it's ever been. And it's really important for us and all the speaker brands and people who are in the hi-fi industry to be designing products that generation want to have in their home. And I'm hoping that's what we're doing at Q Acoustics. I certainly believe that.